been a lot of refrigerant smuggling out of the Ukraine recently.
Romanian police seize more refrigerant. What's up, trade crew? Welcome back to another episode of HVAC R&D. Rhydon and Dennis here. We are powered by Keystone Sales and Associates, your premier PHVAC manufacturer's rep in the Mid-Atlantic. I am talking into a trash can currently in a hotel because I forgot my boom arm, so I had to improvise. Posted that on some Instagram. This is the second time I've done this, but so we just went through a wet holiday weekend. Ryan's been on vacation. We got a ton to cover. We may even cover some HVAC stories. So without further ado, let's get it going.
Yeah, come on.
Actually looks like a regular mic stand.
Trash can mic.
Talking trash tonight.
That's right. What's funny, I actually found the original trash can mic photo the other day when I was trying to go through and find something old for Foodie.
I mean, this thing's perfect.
No, it always looks like it's the right height. Because we're both freaking hobbits and 2 feet tall.
No.
I poke out just enough above the desk that the trash can's tall enough to hold my mic.
Yeah, Corey just towers me now.
I put a booster seat in my chair so I can be on my computer's camera and not look retarded. Oh. So what's up, everybody? Like Dennis said, welcome back to another episode of HVAC R&D. We are also brought to you by our other platinum sponsor, One Thing Marketing. And they are responsible for this delightful HVACRnd.com website that hopefully everyone's coming to know and love. I do have an idea for my blog title, so remind me of that later and we'll talk about it.
Actually, I thought we came up with it on the last show. You were going to talk about history of HVAC, maybe.
Well, so it plays into it a little bit.
Okay.
Oops, there it is. Sorry. No ums today. Um's the word.
Oh, don't start, because then I'll be doing it.
I know, right? Please make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at HVAC.R&D. You can also find us on LinkedIn at HVAC R&D Podcast, as well as on Facebook and Trade Hounds. I know the TikTok's been TikToking on up a little bit here lately. So is the LinkedIn. So we appreciate everybody following us on those other platforms. Also, like I said, the website is done. I know we've gotten a few more newsletter signups this past week. So as soon as we get just a few more, I'll start rolling those things out as well. Working on getting those in the events sections lined up and in line, as well as my article stuff. So we're working on that.
Swag, we gotta get some more.
Yep.
Swag.
So there's a very
order in.
there's a very healthy swag discussion that has been going on right now. We've been letting a little bit of the sponsorship funds stack up so we can put together some sweet orders and have a really nice, fresh, new batch of stuff in there for everybody. So stay tuned for that. Also, stay tuned for your potential to win some giveaway stuff through this show and all of next week as we get prepped for episode 100, which is insane to think about, but it's coming.
Yeah, you're listening to 99 currently.
That's it. The penultimate.
It's crazy.
The penultimate episode as we near the centurion mark.
So I want to go, we didn't have a show last week, which sorry for that, but a lot going on. This is not our daily driver, as Corey would call it.
Nope, we're getting there though. One day.
Yep. Yeah, but we got, I don't want to put stuff, and me and Ryan talk about it all the time with Instagram and stuff. I don't want to just put stuff out to put stuff out.
Nope.
If we don't have nothing going on, or we got too much going on and we can't really get our mind right, I have to get my mind right to record, then we don't record. But that's your chance to go listen to all these other episodes. I mean, there's some good ones out there.
There are some excellent ones, such as episode 65, House of the Rising Sun. Go check out Cajun Joe. By the time this comes out, the discount code will no longer be active. So if you missed out on the Cajun 420 20% discount code, that's on you. I'm sorry. But we'll come out with something fresh going into next month when we drop episode 100. So stay tuned for that.
We got Lady Katie in a Lamborghini. What episode was that? What a good episode.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of that, and I haven't even gotten to talk to you about this, I get to see Katie tomorrow.
What?
She's in Charlotte.
Oh, wow. Sweet.
Yeah, she's in Charlotte tomorrow, and she's riding with Elaine, so I think I get to see her tomorrow afternoon. I'm pumped.
How long has Elaine only worked for Global? It seems like she's been there a while.
She's been there a good bit. But yeah, Katie's in town, so I'm excited.
That's our friends over there at Global The Source.
Absolutely.
Love all those guys over there.
Yep, some of the original R&D followers and fans.
Yep. Mark's got the first hat.
I know. God, I'm trying to think. Katie bought the first Pink Warrior hat.
Yep.
Now I'm trying to remember what her episode number was. Dadgummit. I'm going to have to go find it. Well, while we're getting there, please make sure if there's anything else you need info-wise, check the link tree in the bios of social media, or you can always contact us through the website, hvacrnd.com, or shoot us a DM on Instagram.
I do love chatting on Instagram with some other techs on the products that I deal with every day.
Yep.
I'll see a guy put in, obviously everybody knows I'm training on the Bosch product at this point, but see a guy put in a Bosch install, and then I'll say looking good, and then he'll ask a question, and then we go down the road, and it's just a random guy.
Yep.
And on the other side of the country, I love that. So that's what it's all about.
That's right. Build the community as positive as we can make it.
So what's your little 12-ounce guest tonight?
Well, for one, it's more than 12 ounces.
Oh boy.
So I brought a special guest.
Hitchhiker.
It's not a hitchhiker. They do make those in a 16-ounce version, though.
No.
Dadgummit, I'm going to say it all night now. Sorry, Zach. So before I get
told
to this,
you not to bring it up.
I know. So Zach busted me this week at the end of our last couple of episodes, especially the last one because it was a late night one. I went down the path of saying a lot of ums. So is definitely the hot topic word of this show. I'm going to do my best to avoid the ums and go back to my college speech. There it was. Boom. Yes, my college public speaking class, which I remember.
I mean, my ass is going to say it now.
Probably.
Everybody's got their tick when they talk. I
think it was like Communications 201. The guy that taught it was this like 6'6", huge Latin
human
guy, huge human Latin guy, and he batted for the other team. That's all I can say. But he would always use random Fall Out Boy lyrics at different times during class, which was really weird.
To talk or just bring them up, or
He would use them. He would use them for like different things. Like at one point, he randomly was like, "Thanks for the memories," and it sounded so gay. I'm gonna get canceled again. But
we're still here putting them out. It's fine.
We're still here putting them out. But I remember walking into that class, and then the first word he spoke to me, I just was not prepared for it. I was like, okay, fine with it. I just didn't see it coming. But all right. And he was, it's terrible. I can't remember half of my college professors' names. Damn it.
I can't remember. Yeah.
I was saying damn it because I said not because I forgot.
All right, what you drinking?
Anyway, so I am drinking an 11 Lakes Brewing Company beverage called River Otter Red. It's an Irish red ale.
Oh.
And it's got a cool little otter. Actually, 11 Lakes, I think it's Cornelius. I believe, yeah, it's Cornelius.
I'm looking at my Mac here's got a Cabarrus Brewing on it.
I know. So I failed at I do it every time. I failed at bringing home Smoky Mountain Brewery beers. We'll get to that story later. But
okay,
let's crack this bad boy.
Yep, it's got the printed label on it.
Yep, it does. Good call. Paper label.
Yeah, it just makes that sound.
I know. It's got that weird pop.
It's kind of like a sound room where you're like going and you're like,
yep.
You're clapping and it's dead.
Yep. So it's a red Irish ale. I swear the taste of it leans towards a bit more towards a darker brown ale even than a red ale.
So we're almost drinking the same thing.
What are you drinking?
So I have got, I'm in Raleigh training.
Oh.
So
I know what I'm probably drinking.
I did round up. I had to find the right gas station for the Red Oaks in a can.
Boom. I'm so curious if Red Oak in a can is as on point as Hummingbird in a can still was.
That's pretty good, but I had two at the bar earlier.
You can't beat it on draft.
No, it's totally different. Man.
But I will say, I was impressed that the can to bottle taste was a lot closer than I expected. Sometimes they're a little bit more different.
Well, Red Oak's funny about you got to go from cold to cold. You can't just haul them around.
No, it will skunk in a heartbeat. But that's because of the way they brew it.
Is there no preservatives?
I don't think so, because don't they follow like the Munich 1584 protocol or something?
Yeah, I've read about this somewhere. Yeah, you can't, it's keep refrigerated for sure. And it's big on the box. Yeah, it's good on draft. It's good Red Oak. Whoever's in this room next to me has got the worst cough, man. It's a rough cough.
Keep that COVID.
Jeez, I keep hearing them over there. Hopefully y'all can't hear them on the mic here, but all right, so we got a lot of catching up to do.
Yes, we do.
Where do you want to start?
Well, you want to talk about sports betting in North Carolina?
I'm always down to talk about some sports betting.
So,
I am moving to North Carolina soon. Actually, July 15th. I will be leaving South Carolina. That's the date. That is
on the calendar.
I will be going to Valdez.
Take me home.
Valdez nuts.
Carolina roads. Valdez nuts, where
My
the
boss
beer is
keeps
cold.
telling me we got to talk. Yeah, we got to get him on the show. He keeps telling me we got to start a Valdez nuts company in Valdez.
Well, of course.
There's also a Valdez, Alaska, by the way. When you search it on Google Maps, it pops up.
I was about to say, isn't there a Valdez, Georgia? But that's Valdosta. My bad.
Yeah, Valdosta. So what's up with this DraftKings coming to North Carolina?
So I saw, I'm trying to think what it was on. I think it was on WSOC. So that's Charlotte's ABC news affiliate. But I saw it on the news this morning, and they were talking about DraftKings, or I guess not specifically DraftKings, but of course it's what got brought up because it's the big one right now.
Right.
But sports betting in the state of North Carolina is, I guess it's been proposed to the House and the Senate. I'm not sure which one it's in, but it looks like it will allow sports betting on apps such as DraftKings, as well as at tracks or at sporting events. Already you can bet if you go to Cherokee, you can already bet on Travel Land.
Right.
Which I think they already have a sports book at Kings Mountain too.
What?
Pretty sure.
Oh man.
Pretty sure.
That's going to be like 40 minutes from me.
Oh yeah.
See, people listen to this show that can gamble in their town are like, man, what's the big deal? But
Two Kings Casino.
We can't. We're not close to that stuff.
The Two Kings Sportsbook makes it easy to place bets and stay up to date all season long. There you go.
I thought they were still in like shipping containers over there.
They are. But
So
apparently they have a sportsbook container.
The sportsbook container. Man, we and you have got to just go over there.
I know.
We got to go check it out. I'm not a slot machine guy, but...
Well, I think they have... I don't know if they... I think they've got bubble craps at least now.
God, I would lose my whole paycheck on bubble crap.
Get
it. It's so close to us.
I know. Between that one and when they opened that one up in Danville.
I'm worried about because they're new and they need to build a resort that it's not going to pay well.
Probably not.
Is that the right mindset? I just feel like...
I think that is the correct mindset.
That stuff's not built on winners, man.
No.
It's just not.
No, it is not.
No, you're going to be like, God, my odds... But my mother-in-law wins over there all the time. She's playing slot machines. She lives over there.
Some people just have a knack for the slot machine, man.
I mean, she's always been like that, literally, for as long as I've known her. I mean, just walk into there and just... When she says, let's go to this machine over here, that's where you need to go. She can just feel it.
Yeah, I don't have that 6th sense yet.
No.
Buddy, I didn't... this is going to be bad to say, because Chris and I stayed at the casino Tuesday through Friday morning. Buddy, I didn't even make it out of my tower. I didn't even make it to the casino. We literally were there long enough to sleep and leave both days.
Man, that's what it is.
Of course, initially we were supposed to meet Cajun Joe and Mama Jess in Bryson City Tuesday evening, but after we dropped the dogs off at the boarding place up in Troutman, which, speaking of before I called him, so we leave the place in Troutman and I'm going north on 77. I didn't realize the other changes they had made north of Statesville for getting onto I-40, so my dumbass drove right past 40 and had to go up 2.5 miles and turn back around.
Oh, nice.
Because the exit sign was labeled so far behind me, I didn't realize I was supposed to take this new Spaghetti Junction exit.
Yeah, so, I haven't ventured up that way in a while.
Well, and normally I don't ever go up to 40 that way. It's just dropping those dogs off. It makes more sense to just go the rest of the way up to 40 and go across. So anyway, right when we were getting on 40, I called mom and dad just to kind of check in, let them know we were on our way. And he's like, well, where are you? I said, I'm on 40. He's like, well, I'm leaving Hickory. And I said, what the hell are you doing in Hickory? So Hickory. Thank you, Kylie. But anyway, he had driven to Hickory to pick up some equipment because he still has a few quotes left with my previous brand that he's got to put in for some state jobs that were already approved. So he's trying to close out that stuff. So we caught up to him in Asheville because, Cajun Joe, he had to make a stop at Northern Tool. He's like, oh, I needed a trailer tire. Yeah, because you had to go to Northern Tool for that. I mean, there's nowhere else that sells trailer tires.
Yeah, but it comes with the wheel. It comes with the rim and everything there.
True. So anyway, we met him at Northern Tool, and then we took him to dinner at, dadgummit, now I can't think of the name of it, but it's where the old Wild Wing used to be. Dagnabbit. I can't think of the name of it now to save my life. But it was a burger joint. I will find it.
What, in Bryson City?
No, it was in Asheville.
Oh, in Asheville.
Yeah, so when I was in college, it was where the Wild Wing was, real close to the tourist stadium. And I can't think of the name of it.
Asheville, something changes.
Oh yeah, big time. Anyway, I can't find it. I'll find it at some point. But anyway, I had the spicy cheerwine sandwich. God, so it was like because it was a cheerwine, like Chipotle barbecue or something. And then I had the Noda cheerwine ale to go with it. Which, if you haven't had it, didn't you have it on the show the other day? I can't remember.
I did have it on the show. Yeah,
dude, no joke. Like, the cheerwine flavor was on point. I was impressed.
I mean, when you crack it, when I cracked it on the show, it was like, whoa, this. Well, and
I had it on draft. It was really good as a draft beer. Like, they sat it down, and I was like, I could smell the cheerwine. I was like, did you bring me a cheerwine? Can I get a straw?
Getting all the cheerwine sandwich.
I know, went to the Cheerwine Festival, then had to go do that. I was still in the mood.
So I'm out here in, I'll touch on a few things. I've had a lot going on here tonight at the old Raleigh hotel. Well,
the hotel bar scene, apparently.
No, it was down. Yeah, it was like 2 parking lots over was a Kickback Jack's. I think that's a North Carolina only food place.
That's the only place I've seen it.
Kind of a chain. So I go in there and I sit down at the bar. I'm like, all right, I'm going to have a couple of Red Oaks, eat some food, and I'm going back. So I sit down, and the only thing that's on is the college golf match play stuff. So I'm like, all right. So next to me is this older lady and her husband, and they have got to be upper 80s, easy upper 80s.
Got it.
Just slumped over at the bar there. I'm like, okay. And they had just got there. They were still looking over the menu, and I went to the bathroom. When I come back, they both have the tallest beers I've ever seen.
That's what I'm talking about.
Probably, yeah, I mean, just straight light beer, at least 32 ounces. Kind of like the old Applebee's, like, no, not the big mug, just like a big tall, like Applebee's style, like glass.
A 2-hander?
Yeah, just it looks like a bowling pin sitting there.
Yes.
Full of beer. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So I go order me a beer, I drink. This lady plows through this beer. Now, I've got a pint, and I'm sipping on it. It's a Red Oak. I'm trying to enjoy it. Looking at my phone. I look over there, and I'm like, oh, she's almost done with that thing. And he's not even got started on his. She goes through that. She orders another one. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. And then I hear them talking about golf. They're talking about live. They're talking about all this stuff. I'm like, wow, I need to get in this conversation over here. And so then she orders her food, and they bring out this like bacon burger with a fried egg on it and a basket of fries. And I'm like, this little old lady is not about to eat this.
Oh, she's soaking it up for round 3.
She crushed this hamburger. This thing, she had to cut it in half to start with to even start to eat it. I don't know what he got. I couldn't see him past her hamburger, but she killed that and had like 2 or 3 more of those giant beers. And I'm just like, this is crazy. I mean, she couldn't have been 90 pounds. And they were over there. They're like, man, I don't like that Koepka. He went to live. Man, but they shouldn't let him play in these majors. Where is he from? Because we were watching college golf, and there was like a Florida State guy and a Florida guy and Tech. And she goes, honey, you don't know where he's from? And he can barely hear anything.
I feel you.
He looks up, and he's like, I don't know where he went to college. And I said, he went to Florida State. And she's like, thank you so much for helping us out with that. We were about to, I'm thinking, why don't you just look it up on your phone? But they were not even trying that option.
She was a few 32s deep at that point.
I mean, well, she should be good now. She just ate like a half a cow.
That's true.
It's funny. I ordered like grilled shrimp and broccoli and stuff. And she's over here with this giant hamburger. Comes out with a knife stuck through the center of it. And so then we started talking about golf, and she's like, yeah, we play twice a week. She said, we can't play like we used to. And I'm like,
it's freaking Tachycardic Tuesday. Let's
twice
go.
a week? She's like, yeah, we got to play tomorrow. I said, do y'all walk and play? She's like, does it look like I walk and play? I said, I mean, I don't know. You seem pretty. She goes, no, we don't walk and play anymore. We ride.
You seem pretty spry to me.
Yeah, I mean, she said, we're in our 80s. I'm like, well, you crushing the brewskis. I can't believe she ate all that hamburger. I really can't. It was a monster.
I'll tell you, Dennis is a big fan of the 2 to 3 a.m. hamburger from Steak and Shake or a Waffle House to make sure tomorrow morning's not a problem.
No, the Waffle House burger is the go-to. That's a quarter cheese plate with hash browns. That's what that is.
So speaking
Hold the garden.
Yeah, so speaking of burgers, so like I said, Chris and I went to the mountains, so we've got zoo membership passes, so we went to the zoo one more time before they ran out on Wednesday, and that evening we went to a place called Stock and Barrel in downtown Knoxville on Market Street. And trying to remember what I drank. So I drank their house old fashioned first. It was really good. And then I went to a Mexican lager that I could not understand what the name of the brewery was because it was so loud in there. But she had me at Mexican lager.
Right? You can't go wrong there.
Yeah. Now, people probably will criticize me because I'm in a restaurant that is literally dedicated to whiskey and bourbon. But I had to drive 2.5 hours back to Cherokee after this dinner. So I was not partaking in all of the deliciousness that I wanted to in some ways. However, the fried green tomatoes were ridiculously good. And then
those still.
I normally am not either, but these ones killed it. And then the burger was fantastic because they use like a ground brisket to make their patties.
Oh, there you go.
So I had a pimento cheese burger, and then all the buns are locally baked at a bakery. Like everything in there's, I guess, farm or barrel to table.
Right.
But it was
I'm
delicious.
a burger guy, man.
No, it was delicious. But there's really. So I had looked at UT at one point. I went and toured their MBA program when I got out of school and couldn't find a job. I was trying to figure out, do I go back and get a master's or what do I do?
Right.
And I'll be honest, although the program was interesting when I looked, I'm glad I didn't move to Knoxville. Because, man, there's really not that much to do there. Sorry, Knoxville. I'm beating you up here. But
no, there isn't.
Dude, there's not much downtown at all. Like, it's really small. It's some restaurants.
It's no Nashville.
No, it's no Nashville, but it's not even Chattanooga. I know they're really going to hate me now. Yeah. But
Chattanooga's a good spot.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff down there. I think next time we go up, I'm going to try to convince Chris to go down there because I hadn't been to Chattanooga since I was a teenager. But there's
we used to go to the Lookout games as a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
which that probably wasn't too far from you, was it?
No, we would. I mean, we'd obviously go stay in a hotel, but I don't know, maybe 2 hours, maybe.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, the Chattanooga Lookouts was a great. I was so small that, I wouldn't sit in the seat. I would go down there and get in the stickball game or wiffle ball game. There'd be one next to the fence.
That's what I'm talking about.
Classic minor league, like kids running around, nobody watching the game.
Yes.
Rolling down a hill or playing some kind of wiffle ball or something. Catching foul balls, getting a free Coke.
Yes.
That's. All right. Yeah, it's the word tonight. We're crushing it.
What about this one?
So, far as the holiday weekend, Corey graduated high school. So that was a big step for us.
Which you didn't even tell me about, which makes me feel like a bad adopted uncle.
Well, you were, I
had
so much. Yeah, you weren't here, and got brother and his wife and my dad came down. We were going to have this big graduation get together at our house.
Yeah, that worked out this weekend, didn't it?
No, you can't. I couldn't do that at my house because it was going to be outside and it rained the whole time. So Friday, I'm running around trying to find somewhere to have this thing on a Saturday. Holiday weekend, I'm calling all these hotels like, hey, you got a meeting space I can borrow?
And they're like, ha, 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 ha.
They're like, no. So I call this Holiday Inn Express where my brother is staying. And she's like, I got this room. It's probably 15 by, I'm like, I'll take it. I don't really care how big it is.
I didn't tell you that it was 15 by 3 and was a broom closet, but all right.
Yeah, 15 by 20 something. I said, I'll take it. And I said, people's just going to kind of wander in and say hey and leave. So, but for Corey's graduation present from us, we give him have you seen the one wheel skateboards?
Oh, yeah.
We bought him a one wheel to ride around campus.
Nice.
He's pumped. Yeah, those things are legit, man. They are. This is no this is no overseas hoverboard. If you get what I'm saying. This guy made this thing, created it out in California. He was obviously a snowboarder or something, and it's the whole, it's one wheel in the middle and you jump up on it. And I got up on it out of the box before I told Corey we got it for him, but to ride it around downstairs, I had to try it out at least one time. And it's easy. I mean, you get up on it, you get level, and it balances for you, and then you just lean, and then there you go. You just take off. But they ride them around campus a lot, so that'll help him.
I've not seen someone riding one of those around in some time, but I have the other day.
They're expensive, man. Not gonna lie. I mean, this ain't like a Christmas gift. This is a graduation. You know, nobody's getting one of these in my house for their birthday or something, right? These are.
Yeah, no, I'll admit probably the coolest gift I about ever got from anybody was my graduation gift. I'll say that too.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a good one.
Of course, everybody else, they throw him a bunch of money, which he's gonna need.
Yeah,
he can't work his first year. We're not gonna let him work his first year. He wants to, but he's got to get his bearings, But so yeah, other than that, man, I'm back to training. I mean, I haven't stopped training. I feel like we should get into some HVAC.
Yeah, you're not allowed to stop training.
No, it's.
Well, should we talk? You want me to start talking some industry news, and then we'll.
Wait, before we get into HVAC, Southern hockey is killing it.
Yes,
all the our poor Canadian friends that listen to this show, like, where's the New York teams? Where's the
Vegas and Florida?
Vegas and
Feeling
Florida,
the heat.
Canes and Dallas Stars.
Now, I mean, I get it. If you grow up in Florida, I mean, I guess if you're hot-natured and need to cool off, ice hockey's the perfect game. Like, this way I'm typically not going to be burning up during my athletic event.
It's just not iconic, though.
No.
I mean, I grew up a hockey fan. You know what's in my closet? I've got a Detroit Red Wings Iserman jersey. I've got
classic
Blackhawks jerseys. I've got, because that's the other thing. So growing up down south, following hockey, we just bought whoever had the coolest logo. And I know the hockey fans around here are like, Jesus, but that's what Southern hockey was.
I was a Buffalo Sabres fan because I freaking love that red, black, and silver. It looked damn good. And then they went way back old school and went back to blue and gold again.
I mean, if I'd have grew up in New York, it would have been a different game.
Yeah, it'd have been a Rangers jersey. Sorry,
I would have just had or Islanders, one of the two. My buddy Rod's from Newfoundland, and he is a Toronto Maple Leafs. He will not watch any other hockey but that. And I texted him tonight, and I'm like, "How about this Florida? Or how about this Southern hockey?" And he's like, "Won't watch any of it." That was his text back. I'm like, all right, good talk, Rod. He's just like pissed because the Maple Leafs never can get through the damn. Oh, so anyway, yep. Also, I have to get. I'm gonna throw some DraftKings golf picks. I did pretty good on the last little round.
Nice.
If anybody, I'll throw them on my story, and you can do what you want with them. Apparently, if you're in North Carolina soon, you can
coming soon. Please
use
help
my actual DraftKings picks.
Yes, please help my DraftKings stock to improve. This is the one thing that has been doing well for me this year.
Yep. I forgot to tell you, I bought more blackberry the other day. It was on a dip.
It was on a dip.
It was, it's been on a dip for 2 years, but
it had one. What?
There's a lot of positive buzz about it, though. I figured I'd scoop some more up.
Dang it!
It might bite me, might not.
I don't think
it's long term, man. It's long term.
Yeah. Let's see.
I am not a day trader.
No. Ooh, even DraftKings dipped a little bit today.
All right, so you got some.
I don't want to look at the rest of that. Ouch! Ouch!
So I don't have multiple screens because I'm in the hotel, so I got one screen.
Got you covered.
So what do you want to get into?
Well,
I'm looking at these for the first time, so
All right. So I know last week we talked about, or week before last, weather's not an excuse. So I thought, in the spirit of that, I would read some of the AHRI shipment data that has been published for Q1. So I was looking at that on the ACHR News. So shipments of warm air furnaces. So we'll talk 21, 22, and then 23. So
Okay.
So in March or Q1 of 21, there were 372,985 furnaces sold.
Three what? I'm right.
372,985.
Okay.
I'm talking gas. There's a number
Right.
for oil, but it's like 3,000. Like, baby, doesn't matter.
No.
So March, so Q1 of 2022, 361,910. So just a little baby dip, Now,
which is when the talk of all this.
When all the headaches started with everything, inflation started kicking off,
decarbonization.
Yep. Okay. Now, March of 23, 268,309. That is a 25.9% drop. March over March. Oil furnaces was even worse. It was a 55.9% drop. So weather and inflation has been hitting the industry harder than people want to really look.
So I talked to our buddy Zach the other day, which we may have him on the show soon too, just to give us an update of what homeowners are, where they're at.
Yep.
At least down here where where we sell. But you're still going to run into, there's nothing wrong with the furnace. You just need a coil AC.
Yep.
But I don't know. I would always say, look, if you change this out, I do all this work. When we come back to do the furnace, I literally got to tear half of this back apart.
Yep.
To do it, and it's not going to save you much. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one there.
So
I say do it all at once.
No, and I completely agree with that. So the other flip side of the coin is we have the central air conditioner and air source heat pumps numbers for Marches over Marches.
So these are all Marches, okay?
Yep, so it is March. So March of 2021. Do you want to do? I'm going to split it in heat pumps and ACs.
Right. Let's do
just
AC
because first. I think they've got it listed like as a group, but I want to do ACs first. So March of 21, 576,646. March of 22, air conditioners, 583,253. And then March of 23, air conditioners, 496,539.
Uh-oh.
So 14.9% decrease. Now we're going to talk pumps. So pumps in 21, 348,385. 22, 362,730. 23, 381,373.
Mm-hmm.
So decarbonization has,
or electrification.
Decarbonization and electrification has seen furnace sales drop and air conditioner sales drop. Now, furnaces and ACs more drastically, but you've seen pumps are on an upward curve where everything else is on a downward curve.
Yeah, so is the move if low voltage wire's there and everything's there, you want to leave their furnace and do a coal AC? Do you do a coal heat pump?
I think with some of the more modern heat pump technology, it makes more sense in a lot of cases.
Yeah,
because the
single
cost
stage 10-seer heat pump, no, but obviously an inverter driven or a 2-stage or
Yep. Now, inverter driven, if it can be done with coil only, is going to get you in a better position than a multi-stage outdoor unit when it's got an existing furnace that's not multi-stage. Obviously, that's not really going to help you as much. It'll help some, but it overall won't be near as effective.
Well, I was looking at my gas bill the other day, which is natural in Charlotte there, South Carolina, right? South Charlotte. And I think I was like $1.02, maybe $1.20 a therm.
Okay.
That sound right? I mean, that's getting to where that's probably cheaper than a heat pump.
Yeah.
Of course, it's different heat, but you throw LP in there, and it's not even a question.
No.
Yeah, so those are some interesting numbers. I mean, the heat pump's growing. And I've said this before, and in my training classes, when me and Rhydon were walking around AHR in Atlanta, nobody was advertising their newest badass furnace.
Because, I mean, there's really...
what else are you going to do?
Yeah, we've got furnaces as badass as you can make them, fully modulating and practically 100% efficient. What more do you want?
Yeah, but they're not getting smaller. There's just no more technology there.
Nope, not really.
I mean, the blower is a blower. And it's got to have enough, that blower's got to have enough area and volume to push air volume. Well, and this ain't a knock on any brand, but Bluetooth technology in a board, just so you can open up your phone and set it up, set what CFM and set what blower speed is, that's kind of fluff to me. I think that's reaching a little bit. I don't think we're getting anywhere. We're not
Well, another thing that we hear or that we've heard talked about with Bluetooth setup as well is once you set it up, you just save your settings and you can use that going forward. Well, Mrs. Smith's house and Mrs. Davis's house are not the same house.
Well, and another tech comes behind you, or heaven forbid she changes companies, and they don't put that product in, so now they don't have the app, and then they don't know how to set it up, when they could just look at the dip switches and set the blower speed to where it should be with the 1 or 2 flips of a dip switch. I mean, I used to like the other brand I put in had 16 dip switches, which suck, but you could trim airflow by 10% all kind of different ways.
Yeah.
And, I know it sucks. You got to look in the manual. But, yeah. So.
Which, speaking of that, it's day 30 for the HVAC Challenge 2023. And HVAC for Dummies was the topic today. So, read the effing manual.
Read the manual. Oh, by the way, if y'all were wondering what we were laughing at on the last episode, on Zencastr here, I can click these buttons and it makes these noises like the ballpark, organ, the drums. It doesn't record it. Nobody can hear it but us.
And
live.
we didn't know that. So for an hour and a half, we're laughing like idiots at sounds that no one else can hear. And they probably just thought we was crazy, which if you just now are starting to think we're crazy, then I guess we're doing a good job hiding it.
Right. All right. So what's our take from that is, heat pumps.
Well, I think there's a couple of takes from that.
ACs are dropping.
ACs are dropping. Pumps, are starting to take more market share. The other thing I believe you're seeing is also we really didn't have great weather the start of this year. We've had a lot of extenuating factors between fear of, just what's going to happen with the economy and other things. And whether we want to admit it or not, those things do have an impact on what happens at the kitchen table and,
Yep.
In board meetings or church meetings or wherever's trying to decide if they're going to spend the money to do this. And I think you're also seeing the effect of the cost of borrowing money is going up with inflation as well. So places and people that would have to finance a system are struggling to even be able to get approved for the financing now because systems are roughly 45% higher in a lot of cases than they were 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
That's a huge jump. And no one's wages or anything else has went up or enough to cover that inflation. And if they had, then we'd all be in even more trouble in a lot of ways. But I think you're seeing, it's next year's an election year. So I think we're going to see some weird stuff the next 2 years as we get into changing refrigerants at the end of next year. On top of it, there's just a lot of stuff up in the air right now.
Right. I've heard around Charlotte area, coal AC installs are going from 7,500 to 11.
Yeah, coal AC,
which is nuts.
But it's
now,
true.
That's a good market. Charlotte is a great market. It's for you guys. It's not for the homeowner, but it's a great market for the contractor. I mean, I remember putting coal ACs in Atlanta for $3,000, and we would try to do 2 a day, and that was a decent price. Like that was normal.
Yeah,
that wasn't like really low. That was just a middle-sized company price.
Yeah, because you were paying $700 to $900 for the AC and coil and a pad. Go
right,
and a can of flush. Can of flush. And filter dryer.
So what else do you see on here?
Well, so we're talking about refrigerant. So I guess let's look at the future of refrigeration reclamation. And this article is intense and more deep than we probably will want to go. But I think it poses a question, and we've talked about it a little bit, but there's all this stuff going around about, when I first got into wholesale, we did exchange tanks for recovered refrigerant.
Right.
And then after a while we quit doing it because we would, wait and get a pallet's worth of reclaimed tanks together. We'd ship it back to the reclaim company, and then we'd get paid for 2 out of 20 canisters because 20 of them had mixed refrigerant in them.
Right.
Well, we can't see that when we're taking the stupid thing back from the contractor. No,
I mean, every supply house I've ever talked to says the same thing.
Every one of us got out of it. Which begs to differ. What's going on with reclaimed refrigerant? But where do we go from here? How is it going to continue as we start tapering down these older refrigerants? And additionally, we've had so much trouble with reclaim tanks. We keep hearing about legislation to eliminate the single-use refrigerant cylinders, which means regular everyday refrigerant is going to have to go to an exchange program too. How on earth is any of this going to be kept in a lot of cases, I guess, kept clean? Is that the right term? Or kept unmixed? Who freaking knows?
I mean, it's something that we've already attempted.
And it failed.
I don't know
miserably.
in other parts of the country that are maybe doing it, but yeah.
So I guess.
I've even heard, maybe if it's from you, about techs. If we're starting to haul this refrigerant around, are they going to have a CDL?
Yep, we talked
I
about
mean, there's
that
all these
briefly.
rumors that
Well,
obviously flying around.
because of it being that A2L refrigerant with mild flammability, as they call
Right.
it, they're considering forcing you to put a flammability placard on the side of a van, and if you have to do that, then you'll have to have a CDL to drive the van. If that happens, our industry is in so much trouble.
I just don't see that. I don't see that working. I mean,
No, I don't either.
I'm trying to log in here to.
Oh, here we go. Question number 8. So this is basically a question and get an answer back from the interviewer. But are contractors recovering refrigerant correctly? And if not, what could they be doing better? That's a good question. So some contractors do a great job of recovering refrigerant. When we work directly with contractors, oftentimes we see good material after good material come from the same contractors. However, through the program that collects indiscriminately from the wholesalers and other contractors, we continually see mixed refrigerants. Boom, there you go. And they say it is the result of less than thorough service practices, which is true. Oh, and this is another one. I didn't even think about this either. Another reason they see more stuff mixed is because a lot of contractors will use the recovery machine, and then they'll go to another job and just immediately hook it back up to it, and it's still got some refrigerant of the previous job in it, and it's a different mix. They're mixing it, not even realizing they are.
Well, I've came up on systems where I don't know what's in the system.
Yeah. You have no idea.
I mean, just from the jump.
No, you don't. Especially not with all the drop-ins or whatever else has been done with stuff.
Well, the whole drop-in thing, like there's not actually a drop-in.
Nope. They make it a drop-in even though it's supposed to be a replacement. So good luck.
You're supposed to pull everything out and put that in, put the 407C or MO99, you're supposed to put it in all on its own. Just to gas and go or top you off there is not really the idea.
No.
That I've read. But
no, that's not what that stuff was for.
So you're pulling stuff like that out. I mean, has it got nitrogen in it? Has it got some non-condensables in there and the gauges are fluttering a little bit?
I'm sure.
I mean, I guess they're going to have to come out with ways to test half of this. I don't know.
I don't either. I
feel like it might be going backwards a little bit there.
I think it's going to continually be a headache. Well, and I think it looks like, part of the basis of the article is if they can recover more clean 410 and more clean, not really 22 anymore, but more clean, I would say 134A, stuff like that. It allows them to sell reclaimed refrigerant instead of having to, or to, in some ways, offset the production needs as they're being phased down.
I got you.
So the refrigerant recovery company is now trying to put themselves in a position where now they actually are going to help the contractor more than the contractor ever helped them in a lot of ways. Because, now it's going to come down to, well, if you had recovered all that 410 properly, we would still have some of it here that was clean that we could allow you to use to put back in that old 410 system instead of having to convert it to something else or whatever, is how it looks like it's probably going in some cases.
I just feel like some counties, some states, some cities are going to do it better than others.
Of course.
And there's just... Now, how they start policing it, that's where stuff starts changing.
And I really just don't even know how you do.
If people start getting hit with these fines like they claim that are out there. Remember that we had heard talk of that about putting in, a heat pump or an AC that didn't qualify. There was some pretty hefty fines on that. Putting an AC in that's not SEER 2. I mean, we heard talks of
Oh
that.
yeah, we've heard a lot of talks about that, but
Those fines were really high. But I mean, I feel like once again that whole new construction thing, people are slinging them in, or rentals, or stuff like that.
yep.
Maybe not new construction because of the permitting, but
Well, and even the rentals are supposed to be getting permitted, but how many of them really are, you never know.
so I was looking at this other article you got.
Which one?
Five green building trends to follow.
Yeah, I was curious about this one.
There's always the same two companies on these.
Oh, of course.
Good old Mitsubishi and good old Trane.
Installation of more energy efficient equipment set to increase. Well, duh. We know that. They just changed the ratings. So of course that's going to happen. Everything that's going in 2015, or excuse me, since 2015, in 2023 is, already coming in better than what 15 SEER or equal to what 15 SEER used to be. So
Right.
We're already doing that. That's not a trend. That's what has happened. Renewable energy generation on the rise. Well, there and again, that's where it's all getting steered. Building materials getting a closer look. Water conservation and water heating continue being key. I hate to say it, but the Inflation Reduction Act upgrades will save money and reduce emissions. Okay, who paid y'all for this article? Feel there was some slush money that went into the production of this. Because literally all this does is tell us about the agenda that we're all seeing anyway.
Somebody asked me the other day, is any of the gas companies stepping up to do anything? Because I feel like they're just getting ran over by the electrical companies.
Not really that I'm seeing.
Like
there's a bunch of them that still give a small incentive for if you upgrade your furnace to one that's got an ECM motor. A lot of them are $100.
Right.
Ooh, $100 isn't even tip if you were tipping the guys putting your system in these days. It's nuts. I mean, that doesn't do anything. And then I've seen some other ones that are, if it's a 95% or more furnace, and again, the power companies will even give you a discount for the furnace if it's got an ECM motor, so that almost offsets the gas one. But then you can get an extra $150 if it's a 95% or higher furnace. It's just...
I mean, the power bills are... I mean, putting variable speed products in commercial buildings is something we need to do. I don't disagree with that.
No, and speaking of that was a sidebar discussion I overheard at the office today. Was the way we're seeing a lot of other things right now. The one part of the industry that's going to be driving a lot of sales over the next several years is going to be government and state works. Right. It's going to be government funded stuff, because right now the only one that's got money to do anything almost don't, because they're trying to default. But the only place that is printing the money to use is the government. So we're also getting to see all these massive commercial regulations change. If you thought residential prices went up, you're not going to like what you see in commercial the next several years either. It's going to be so much worse, because the level of additional regulation for commercial stuff with A2L refrigerants is insane.
Well, also, I think we need to focus on our building materials, what we're building, more so than just building something regular and then put a high efficiency HVAC system in there.
Hey, man, I think you done drank the Kool-Aid. Building materials getting a closer look. Jeez.
There you go. Well, I mean, we obviously came a long way on residential with foaming, and we're actually sealing up around our electrical boxes on exterior walls. I mean, they're a lot tighter, obviously, but
Which one of the things that's in here is they're talking about photovoltaic windows, which that's an interesting concept. Having your window act as your solar panel. That's curious. I like that idea, actually. Dadgummit.
Yeah, sorry, on one side of the house.
Yeah, on one side of the house. Just put them on a rotating tower on the roof.
I seen a guy holding on Instagram the other day. He was holding a clear piece of glass, looked like, but he said it was a solar panel.
So it's gotta be a photovoltaic.
Yeah,
the old PV window.
Yeah, that's
fluid applied membrane air barriers.
What?
Mm-hmm. Solid exterior walls may also become more prevalent, as well as solutions like fluid applied membrane air barriers, material designed to control air movement of air throughout a building, waterproof, and conserve energy. So I feel like that was a fancy way of talking about doing enclosed or encapsulated parts of buildings.
Right.
Now, this one's going to be interesting, and this is obviously because it's a Mitsubishi-funded article. Further, builders and other stakeholders will increasingly move away from developing ducted systems and instead install ductless HVAC systems, since they are cost-effective, easy to maintain, ultra-quiet, and can save on energy expenses. Now, one of the things they're missing here is one of the commercial regulations that I'm hearing for post-2025 for A2L refrigerants is that anywhere you have a bend, you have to have a leak detector or a leak sensor. Do you know how many freaking bends there are in mini split line sets? Just throwing that out there.
So any bend, wow.
The cost of VFD is going to get so expensive that I swear, I truly believe we're going to see a renaissance of water or cool and heated water systems. I just truly think we're going to see that stuff. I think we're going to see it come back.
I get it. There's parts of the country that are crushing the mini split game because they're either ductwork is horrible, old, they can't get to it. There is none there.
Mm-hmm.
Down here, we don't have that problem, man. You might have to upgrade the ductwork a little bit, but there's ductwork there to work on.
Yeah, because the majority of stuff that's in the South was not built more than 100 years ago in a lot of cases.
No, and it had ductwork in it. Now, I used to run across, depending on where you were, I used to run across systems that were, the ductwork was definitely heat only.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't insulated, right? You probably ran into that in the mountains.
But a good bit. There's
something there. There's a box there. There's a vent there. There's a pipe there. But just adding, you see Jeff on Jeff all the time, just 5-head systems, 4-head systems.
Mm-hmm.
These homes he's working on, they just don't have the ability to put ductwork in them.
No.
Without a full-on remodel.
Well, and that's like, I sent you that photo of the parking lot, Cajun Joe and his trailer full of equipment. He had one standard split system, and then he had a multi-head mini split system.
Yeah.
Cajun Joe will sling some multi-head mini splits. He has never been afraid of those. I'll give him that.
Right. Well, there's that type of market he's in.
Yep. And
a lot of it. Any ductwork.
That's it. A lot of that stuff is going on state work or, small cabins, other different things that they don't even have an attic or a crawl space.
Right.
Where are you putting it?
And I'm not going to lie. I'm building a new house next year. The last thing that comes to mind is me putting mini splits all over my house. That's just not a thing here. It's not. I'm going to put one in the bonus room over my garage.
Yep.
And I may put one in the garage, and I may want to put one in my shop. But you see the theme there. It's like, that's the way we do it down here. I don't want a mini split head in my kitchen.
No.
No, my wife's going to go, what? No, what? No, I'm not putting that in here.
Nope.
We're putting a couple of vents in here. So, yeah.
Let's see. So, some more interesting news. I saw that Diversitech is acquiring Pro One thermostats. It's a little merger news.
The Pro One.
Yep.
All right. Diversitech's got some decent products out there.
Here lately, they've been buying some stuff up.
Oh, I didn't know they were out of Duluth, Georgia.
Yeah, they're Georgia.
I didn't know that's where their home base was. Man, the Pro One thermostat is what I put on all my training boards that I built. Just click on, click off.
Yep.
Turn it down, click, comes on. Turn the temp up, click, turns off. I mean, I don't know what kind of merger that involved.
Let's see. I'm reading it. Launch of the company's next generation of thermostats, and Pro One Connect app offers Wi-Fi thermostat models designed for nearly every application.
Never seen that app, though, on the Pro One.
We are thrilled to be joining forces with the team at Pro One, said Andy Bergdahl, CEO of Diversitech. Their focus on developing contractor-friendly control solutions, as well as their commitment to the professional channel, makes them a great fit with Diversitech. We look forward to supporting Pro One's product development program and enabling them to leverage Diversitech resources and infrastructure to build even stronger wholesale partnerships.
This is the one I was curious about. The smuggling of refrigerant from Ukraine.
So,
what is going on here?
Well, the funny thing is, it's not the first time that's happened. I think we referenced one of these articles from Cooling Post maybe a month or so ago. And it was.
I didn't know there was a big demand of 507.
I don't know, but apparently.
404A that's refrigeration.
Yes, there's some 134A there, some 507. What else is in that picture?
134A. Me and Corey could have used that on his little truck last year.
But yeah, there's been a lot of refrigerant smuggling out of the Ukraine recently.
Romanian police seize more refrigerant.
Now, here's what's interesting. The refrigerant, which photographs suggest included 134A, 507, and 404, were found in the driver's personal luggage. So his personal luggage of his Mercedes-Benz minibus was 22 cylinders of illegal refrigerant.
Well, this guy here and
well, reading this too, it says contained 22 cylinders of refrigerant and illegal non-refillable cylinders. So that right there,
illegal.
So that right there, if they're saying non-refillable cylinders, that makes it sound like Romania is already in the
illegal non-refillables.
So we keep hearing that it might happen over here. Obviously, it's already happening in places in Europe.
Right. This guy, authorities in Romania yesterday intercepted a truck smuggling 1,300 cylinders from Turkey. This was in 2021.
Let's see. So here's the other. Here's the other
lot
ones.
Of jugs right there.
Romania,
it comes on a pallet?
40 usually.
40. Yikes.
So, God, this is nuts. This goes back. So that was Turkey in March of 21. So July of 21. Corruption in Romania's criminal HFC trade. September of 21, Ukrainian action in illegal refrigerant trade slammed by the EIA. April of 23, Romanian police seize illegal refrigerant. May 14th, Romanian police seize more refrigerant. May 29th, customs stop more refrigerant at Ukrainian border.
I wonder what are they just reselling it?
I think they must be reselling it, and they can probably, when they sneak these single-use cylinders across, they probably are just selling them to anybody, so people are, even my guess would be probably homeowners are trying to buy refrigerant for their system if they can.
Have you ever looked on Amazon? Is it on Amazon? I never thought about it.
I don't know. I haven't looked.
Search that right now. It's going to be from the Ukraine.
All right, well, while you're searching for that, I've seen several Johnson Controls articles this week, but this one caught my eye as JCI faces cartel allegations in Hong Kong.
Uh-oh.
So, Johnson Controls is to face a competition tribunal in relation to suspected cartel conduct involving the supply of over, was it HK 3 billion? So 3 billion Hong Kong dollars, so 383 million US dollars worth of air conditioning works in Hong Kong. Alleges that Johnson Controls and ABS engaged in serious anti-competitive conduct involving fixing prices, shared markets, and or rigged bids in relation to the supply of air conditioning works in Hong Kong between the 14th of December 2015 and the 24th of June 2018. Ruh-roh.
Johnson Controls is a big company.
Oh, yeah. So, this wasn't to... this
3 million.
Yeah, this wasn't to knock on JCI. In a lot of cases, I think this is... I continue to go back to these Cooling Post articles because I just think it's important that we start to realize how much effect the HVAC market is globally, besides just what we see here.
Us. Yeah, what used to not be, but now what we're reading in these articles is drifting over here.
Yep. Everything we see is getting closer to home every time.
Only 134A you can get on Amazon, by the way. There's no jugs of 410A on there.
Well done. Better for me.
You can get a contactor on there. Capacitor.
Oh, sorry, going way back, but I did look up the kickback jacks locations, just in case. I had it open in another tab and forgot to go back to it earlier.
I feel like they're only North Carolina.
North Carolina, Virginia, and Tennessee. And there's only one in Tennessee, and it's barely Tennessee. It's Johnson City. Danville, Virginia. Hey, man, we can go up there to the casino and kickback jacks. Perfect.
Yep. All right, so since we've been talking here lately about the wave of variable speeds coming to, I mean, this stuff's been out a long time, right? But
yep,
we kind of refer to on the residential side, which is a big market. It kind of drives everything, if you ask me, but on the consumer side. So I've had a couple calls, just, I am dealing with inverter products only, and I've been getting some service calls from some younger guys, some are older, that immediately start thinking outside the box on these products.
Gotcha.
So I always just want to throw it out there. When you're working on inverter system, it's still, in my case, it's still just a regular heat pump. We don't have a straight AC. So, if you're working on a Mitsubishi, a Train, a Carrier, if it's communicating, I always went to the stat first before I even went outside. But if it's non-communicating, like the Bosch product that I'm dealing with, you go to the board, look at the code. These guys are overthinking it. I get these calls. So last week I had a call from a kid who was probably 19, 20. He's like, man, we just put this Bosch in and this thing's pumping down into a vacuum. I feel like I've gotten this call too quite a few times. And I'm like, all right, well, let's see what you got going on. He's like, I was like, what do you have on the indoor? And he's like, well, it's a different brand. So it's a coal with a furnace and it's a different brand. Still TXV though. So what I'm getting at is he was just assuming it was the Bosch, right? He was assuming it was the inverter product outside with the giant board on it.
Yep.
That was the problem. And I said, well, let's take some temps. So it would only run probably 30 seconds and it would just go down into a vacuum. So he had plenty of refrigerant in there, good standing pressures. And then we checked temps across the dryer. He was good there, no restriction. Checked temps for as quick as we could from the outdoor to the indoor, and there was no restriction. So I said, all right, let's take the sensing bulb off your TXV. I forgot what brand was inside, but took that sensing bulb off, and I was like, you got something you can put some like hot water in? He's like, yeah. He had like a Windex bottle, and he put some hot water in it. Put that sensing bulb in that hot water, which drives that TXV, by the way. Should drive it open. Goes back outside, fires it up, and the pressures were almost pretty decent. Like, it just started running. And I'm like, well, there's your issue, right? The TXV is not metering properly. It's either stuck or it's sticking. And he's like, man, I've been working on this thing for like 2 days. I was like, well, you know. So we got to get away from that. If you got a high pressure code, is the coil dirty or something simple like that, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I've been getting quite a few calls like that. It's just, you hit a wall real quick because you look at the board and you're just like, holy shit, I can't work on this thing, you know?
Yep. No,
But
totally
that's part of learning. That's part of it. I remember the first inverter system I came up on. I think it was a Carrier Infinity. And I was like, geez, oh, Pete, what am I supposed to do with this? So I worked on this thing for 3 or 4 hours. Come to find out it was a leak in the liquid line because everybody stood on it working on the unit because they just ran it under the pine straw.
Oh, geez.
And it finally just rubbed a hole in it. So, yeah, don't overthink it. Start simple. Don't start, if you're like the 5th tech there, everybody's been trying to fix it and you're the 5th one there, I'm going to turn the blower on and I'm going to see what the static looks like because it's usually airflow. How many of those calls did me and you go on when we worked together and I was the tech guy and they were airflow related?
I would say probably 70% were airflow, maybe more.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that answer, but it's the truth.
No, that's what it is. I mean, when we talk about down here in the South, I don't think it's a Southern thing, but the ductwork's not that great. Well, it doesn't adapt to a new constant torque or variable speed blower, I should say.
No, it doesn't.
Which, why would they? They weren't designed for that, so. All right, I got some Jobin called me.
Ooh.
He called me back to back.
Dang. I wonder it was how many. What's his prison currency? How many cigarettes he have to give up to get 2 back-to-back phone calls?
So where are we at with him?
I thought he was still in prison.
He was still in prison. That's right. All right, let me see. When did he call me here? Is this it? Let's see. Oh yeah. No, he was No, he Did he get out and become a Maytag man?
I swear I thought he had went back in.
Okay, he may have went back in.
I'm sure he probably will if he hasn't.
Hey, Dennis, it's Joven. Hey, I just want to let you know that I never, ever got a phone call from you or Rhydon when I was in jail, and I really needed the company.
I guess
I've been
he's
there
out.
for 30 days. That's a long time. But I became good friends with my bunkmate, Tony, and Tony got me a job servicing Maytag dishwashers. So I'm now a Maytag man. So if you have anybody that needs help with their dishwasher services, send them my way, because I'll take good care of them. Anyway, give me a call sometime.
Okay, so
You're right. He is out. Maytag repairman.
well,
Oh, boy.
he's yeah. So then I got this probably a week later. No, I haven't called him back. I'm not calling this guy. Let's see.
Hey, Dennis, it's Joven. Hey, listen, I got let go from my job at Maytag, and I had a customer that I was talking with, and I had told him I'd do some work on the side. They had some issues and had humidity issues where their house was getting too dry in the wintertime. And so I ran a tube from their dishwasher and put it in their ductwork. So every time they ran their dishwasher, they would humidify their house.
Oh, God.
Well, it created a mold infestation. And Maytag found out about it, and I lost my job because they said it was, what did they say? It was a confliction of interest. I don't think I'm saying that right, but that's what it was. It was conflicting.
It was conflicting.
And don't ever do that. Don't ever run your dishwasher, run a tube from your dishwasher, because it also leaked out on the floor and it messed up their hardwood floors. And of course, I told them I wasn't gonna pay for that because I don't even own anything. I just got out of jail. So anyway, I'll talk to you later.
It was conflicting things.
Oh, jeez.
So and then over the holiday weekend, I got a short one from Jobin.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's not going good for him. It's not going good. This is so this is bringing us up to speed here currently.
Hey, D, this is Chopin. Listen, it's an emergency. Hey, that home where I messed up the hardwood floors with the dishwasher, they've served me paper, or they're trying to serve me papers because they're trying to take me to small claims court, and I won't accept the package from the gentleman, and I keep running the other way, and they keep finding me, and now I think the policemen are after me. I need somewhere to hide. Can you please call me?
Somewhere to hide.
Need somewhere to hide.
Oh, damn it.
Poor Jobin.
That just makes you think of the opening of Pineapple Express when Seth Rogen's serving everybody papers, and he keeps pulling all the different outfits out of the back of the trunk of his car to go dress up as different things to serve people.
We're gonna have to do a 1 year in review for Jobin. He's got quite a few. He's been through a lot.
Oh, geez.
Don't do drugs, kids. Actually, I think he's a pretty clean guy. He's just got some bad luck.
He's got some bad luck, and he's a bit of a jackleg without knowing it.
When he put in that compressor and burnt the lady's house down, that didn't.
He's the reason there's a state licensing board and inspectors.
So I came out to a new construction job to check on the guys, and they were putting out a fire that was created from brazing.
Oh, Lord.
On this new construction home in Atlanta, and the whole yard was straw where they had just seeded the yard. And when I was pulling in, it was just this giant, like 30-foot moon where they had just torched the whole yard. And they couldn't get it put out. There's plywood laying everywhere.
Oh, here, let's put out the fire. Let's put wood on it.
Well, they're just throwing, and all it did was add air to it and just blow flames onto fresh straw.
Well, because you can see them. They're dropping the plywood, and it's just everything underneath.
So
one of the smacks on the ground.
One of the guys was like, "Man, I was brazen, and something it caught, but it didn't catch where I was looking, and it was just rolling behind him while he's brazen." And by the time the helper got out there, half the yard was on fire, and meanwhile, he's still got his head down brazen. He's just doing. He's probably brazen in like 3 or 4 systems, and he was just going one after another.
It's one of those ones where you see the guy is over here brazen, and then you see the other guy come outside of the house and he's freaking out. Then they speed it up and start playing Benny Hill music.
Yes, that's what it looked like when I pulled in. They were both just throwing, like swatting it with jackets and trying to step on it, but it was.
Oh, jeez.
And I got out, and I didn't want to. I mean, what? No water to the house yet, so there was no turning the hose on. All right, so what do we got coming up? We got. Are we announcing anything for the 100th episode?
So, what kind of giveaway do we want to do? Well, we got left. I know we got some Rector Seal stuff left.
Yeah, I've got to go through the shop and dig out. I've got Rector Seal. I've got.
Is your stuff in?
I've got Amrad.
Is your stuff up in Valdez?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go through it
Thursday.
We'll go through it Thursday. Yeah.
So we've got boxes of stuff coming out.
We do. Do you want to be the recipient of a care package? Maybe you should go check out HVACRnd.com and join the mailing list. Or shoot us an email with a crawl space confession.
I feel like we got to pull them from the website list.
Yeah, I think we should pull them from the website list and the AHR list. So get in there and join the mailing list so we can shoot you an email and get some info and maybe send you something.
There you go.
I like it.
So Foreplay does something pretty funny every once in a while where they're like, John, you know who you are, John. If you're listening, John, just hit that subscribe button. Just hit that, whatever they... Just hit that like button, John. You're listening, John. You know who you are.
That's
and then the other guy will be like, all right, Jason, you know who you are. Just go around the table.
Does it all have to be named to start with J?
No, that's just all I could come up with.
Jasper, you know who you are.
Jasper, that's a good dog's name.
Jeremiah. Get in there and follow us, son.
Yep. If you're listening, Dave, go to the website and win some stuff.
Come on, Jethro.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got some. All right, so what do we want? Are we wanting to announce 100?
Yeah, go for it. I feel like you should be the one that announces this one.
All right, so episode 100 coming out. We're going to give it a week.
2 weeks time.
We're going to give it a week because we got to do our giveaways for it, the build up.
Yep.
Also, he's on vacation. So we're going to have Mr. Bob De La Sala, the president and CEO of Keystone Sales and Associates, on the show.
Yes.
He's pumped. He's got his bottles of bourbon ready. He has got quite a story. Not just having him on because he's my boss, but he has got a story. He's almost consider him a mentor of mine. He has been in the industry a long time, come from the plumbing side. Of course, I'm not going to spoil any of it, but he has got a story been through quite a bit, and I think it's going to be a good show. I know it is.
I have no doubt.
We have not had anybody like this on the show.
No, definitely not.
Manufacturer's rep, right? There's a lot of guys that I do training that still don't know how the levels of distribution work, and that's what it's all about with me and Rhydon.
Yep.
Right? We try to bring you a little something different. Me and Rhydon are not in the attics and crawl spaces every day, but we got to bring you something a little different. So,
although
there's all stuff in this industry.
Although I was in an attic last Tuesday before I went out of town. I will say that.
Oh, nice.
I did actually go look at a job in South Charlotte.
I've got some
It
attic stuff I got to do before I move. I got to go take my UV light and stuff back out because I'm taking it with me.
Oh, yeah.
Patching that hole back. I think I've got a eye wave in there too. All this stuff's got to come out.
You got it, all the bases covered.
Yeah, I got. They're probably fighting against each other at this point. So yeah, we got that coming up. That'll be good. The Braves are on right now. Hopefully they won't get beat by the worst team in baseball, the A's.
Again?
Yeah, we're second in the NL East, man.
You know, it's funny. You talked about the UV light and the bipolar technology of a eye wave fighting itself. And once again, movie reference guy over here. All I can imagine is the Billy Madison scene with shampoo and conditioner. And the UV lights one and the eye waves the other. No, the UV light is better.
UV light is better. So we told Corey, so my son, he graduated. He's 18. He's actually in Myrtle Beach on a senior trip currently, which everybody just pray for me on that. But we've got to, I want to watch The Hangover with him. He's never seen The Hangover, so me and Tracy said we wanted to watch it with him. See what he thinks. For mine and your generation, that was a pretty iconic movie, man.
It still is.
Well, yeah.
It's every time I go to Vegas, I wear my freaking shirt with Carlos on it. I can't help it.
I mean, when we talk about Christmas Vacation and Caddyshack and Bull Durham, like, those weren't really our generation.
No, but The Hangover
we just kind of claim them. But The Hangover is, like, Yeah, and the Billy Madisons, and those were...
Billy Madison's, the Happy Gilmores, and...
That's our generation. But The Hangover, man, God, there's so many scenes in that movie. So many quotes.
I feel like Van Wilder counts for us too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's in there.
I'm trying to think, Wedding Crashers. And
what's funny is we start talking about these movies. Normally when I'm driving around in the car and we've got service, I'm either listening to our show or something on iHeartRadio. And 2 Thursdays ago when I was in Greensboro, my phone died on the way home. And I was tired of listening to ads on the radio. So I busted out the old CD case.
No.
And I just started throwing in like random burnt CDs. And
the burnt CDs.
And, in my infinite wisdom back in the day, I just numbered them. So like this was number 4. Because at the time I knew what was on number 4.
Right.
14 years later. No freaking idea. So I'll throw
25 songs on there of random stuff.
So I'll throw this thing on there, and I was listening to so much random stuff. I definitely know what my walkout song will be one day when we get to use it. I'm not going to give it away on here, but I definitely know it after that. But then I was listening to all these just different... It would be so random and eclectic. It's like I've got Rage Against the Machine, and then it goes to... God, what was some... There was one, it was such a weird transition.
So here's the thing with... So I pay for Spotify, right? So there's literally nothing I can't listen to.
Yeah.
but you have to think of it.
Yeah.
So when you take those CDs, you throw them in, it's just there. Like, it's like you just created your own playlist, and there it is. I know it sounds stupid, but I'll open up Spotify and I'm like, what do I want to listen to? And it's like, you know what? I really don't know what I want to listen to. I have no idea what I want to type in. I missed the just grabbing the playlist out, and it was like
Shuffle
20 of the best songs from that month.
Yeah.
Or that 6 months of, music coming out from that era. And it might have been rap. It might have been rock. I mean, country, I was, when Garth Brooks was big, it was like Garth Brooks. And then I would throw in like, a Chronic album. I mean, it would just be all
now
over
that's
the
what I
place.
call music. Volume 2.
It would just be all over the place.
Well, and that's kind of like what that CD was doing. And then it kicked on to like 3 or 4 songs that I haven't seen the movie in over a decade, but I know every single one of those songs was from Van Wilder's soundtrack. Guaranteed.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That's it.
Like that one was on there. And then, God, what else was on there? I think the Rage song was the one that was from The Matrix. Which I don't know if that one was ever on an album. It might be. I just don't know what it was on. It's what it called Wake Up or something.
I like me some Rage.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You want to take us out?
I guess so. So thanks for listening, everybody. Stay tuned for Mr. Bob Delasala in 2 weeks. Make sure you go check out HVAC R&D. Join the mailing list so that we can put everybody's name on a random little wheel or something. There's
a randomizer.
Yes, the randomizer. Sorry, Zach said again. We'll put everybody in the randomizer. We will find some giveaway people. Send you some swag boxes with some Rector Seal stuff, some other stuff from AHR, and some other things that we've come across, as well as some stickers, maybe a little Cajun Joe's Bayou Spice.
Maybe a hat.
Which at this point, I think we got 5 or 6 of the patch hats left. Do we just, are we that nice? Do we just give 6 hats away? And we just start over with a fresh batch?
I think we're going to change up the hats a little bit again.
So get you some first edition patch hats, one of a kind. Well, 2 of a kinds. We got 2 of each one. Sorry, everybody. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming. Come check us out. Go follow us on Instagram and TikTok at hvac.rnd. Also find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Trade Hounds as the HVAC R&D podcast. Any other information you need, go visit the website, hvacrnd.com, or check the link tree in the bios of our social media. And if it's anything that those can't answer, shoot us an email, DM us, and we will get back to you. We're so grateful for all of you guys listening to us, putting up with our shenanigans each and every week. Thank you for getting us to episode 99, and we look forward to episode 100 in a couple of weeks. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great couple of weeks. We will talk to you soon. We'll see you on the gram and online. So
on the gram.
Yeah. Peace, everybody.
See you guys.